I have only come here for 5 minutes. I have come as a president of the Republic of Uganda, and also I am speaking as a great man who is the conqueror of the British Empire.
This is duduspreeofficial, Pan-African Radio.
You are welcome to today's morning spree. Cuckoo, cock-a-doodle-doo. Wake up, Africa, wake up, Africa, wake up. Your girl Ajokeade is right here on the MIC this morning on today's Wake Up Call. Ndewono, Ajokeade, Sonunku, Nana Ajokeade. Ẹkúdédé wòye orúkọ mi náà ní Ajokeade. Ọmọ yín olólùfẹ́ yín náà ló wà lórí ìkànnì wákàtí ọ̀wọ̀ ètò pé kí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ adúláwọ̀ kí àjí ti dé. Wake up, it's the morning's wake up call on Duduspreeofficial FM. Do not forget, this is the first and only Pan-African radio, and we set out to do something, rebranding the African entertainment. Your girl Ajokeade right here on Duduspreeofficial FM. Don't you change that dial.
This is duduspreeofficial, Pan-African Radio. This is duduspreeofficial, Pan-African Radio.
Yes, it is the first actually Pan-African Media House, and it's your girl Ajokeade, live from the international studios of Duduspreeofficial. This is the first and only truly Pan-African Media House. Don't forget the revolution. It is okay to wear your buba, agbada, danshiki, and any traditional attire. And in fact, it is okay to wear the signature of wherever you are coming from on a Monday. Ẹ má gbàgbé wípé lọ́jọ́ Monday, Èkó ò ní gbàgbàkúgbà. Ndewo Sonunku, salamu alaikum. Anything wey dey fall for you, na here e dey fall for us. It's the wake up call today, and we began. Copyright of the content goes to the owner. Yes, we began with a very, very, very challenging talk.
I have only come here for 5 minutes. I have come as a president of the Republic of Uganda, and also I am speaking as a great man who is the conqueror of the British Empire.
This is duduspreeofficial, Pan-African Radio.
Speaking, and he continues to speak. Idi Amin spoke in his time, and let me show you.
I have liberated my country economically, and I am economically strong, and that is why I said I uprooted the British imperialism from Uganda, and Uganda is now pure Africa. We, Africa, we have been weak because we allow ourselves, our brothers, to go and invite some country. But if the whole country in the continent of Africa can show an excellent example, like our beloved leader, His Majesty the King Hassan of Morocco, assisting President Mobutu when he is invaded. This is some point which Africa can prevent.
Over the years, we have faced so much, especially on the continent of Africa, and everybody, they have their say, they have what they believe Africa should be. The channel of the course of the future on the wake-up call today is for you to lift another African man, another African nation. We are in hard times. Today, African and Africanity, according to Idi Amin. Idi Amin, from the year 1971 to 1979, he did some things that so many people were not cool with. But we are not here to judge him and say whether he has done well or he has not done well. We want to show the intention. Do not forget, at this same time, the late Obafemi Awolowo also did so much in the western region, the old western region of Nigeria. So the wake-up call for you and I is, how come we have gone farther backward some years back? 2023, Africa is still looking for Africa and Africanity. Idi Amin said some things, quotable quotes. The one that you hear, Ṣọlẹ̀ Sáré tó bọn. See, Ajoke. You've not heard of Ṣọlẹ̀ Sáré tó bọn. Yes, Ṣọlẹ̀ Sáré tó bọn was attributed to Idi Amin. He said, "You cannot run faster than a bullet." Wake up call today. Wọ́n ní lówelówe ní ìlú Ògídìgbò, ọlọ́gbọ́n ló ń jó, ọ̀mọ̀ràn ló ń mọ̀. He had some things he set out, and then he wore the military attire gallantly during his time. This is his family. But you will see, he was always after African. He achieved some things during his time. And if you see, you would discover that he did well in his own time. Somebody who is actually a sympathetic of the white or the Arabs might say he didn't do well. But I'm not a white apologist. I'm not a black apologist. I'm not an Arabian apologist. I am an African. The wake-up call for you today is to remember everything they have done to us. Never you forget. Idi Amin did something in the 1972. He asked the Indians, the Asians, the Israelis, every one of them, he asked them to leave. And they left. They left. He wanted a black nation. He got it,
I am
but it didn't
speaking
last long.
as a great man who is the conqueror of the British Empire.
This is Duduspree FM, Pan-African Radio.
Before you knew it, everybody spoke against him, stood against him, and he had his own philosophy. He said the only time, years after the legacy of Idi Amin lives on, the only time Uganda had real socially, politically, and economically was under Excellency Field Marshal President Idi Amin. He stepped on toes. He did so many things that the world frowned at, against. But something was sure in his mind. The fact that a black man, a black woman should be comfortable on the black continent. You should be comfortable in your skin. You should be comfortable in your land. You shouldn't work for another man on your land. Alas, 2023. Are we free on the continent of Africa? The language we speak judges us. The food we eat judges us. The fabrics we wear judge us. Our mentality and psychic judge us. Be the judge of yourself today. Are you free? Dear African, it is about Africa today and Africanity. We need to peel this layer and let the world know that we may not have it all now, but that doesn't mean we will never get there. Can we roll our sleeves today? Can we go back to the farm today? Can we use indigenous technology today? It is okay if we buy their products, but can we dismantle, reverse engineer them today? We've got everything on the continent of Africa, but alas, something is missing. Our psychic. We do not think like Africans. We do not eat like Africans. We do not do anything like Africans. And when I am saying Africans, I am not talking about the name. I am talking about the character, the way of life. Idi Amin had a lot of problems, and after a while, he was dealt with. The most unfortunate part of the whole story was our patriots on the continent of Africa do not die on our land. And in Africa, we don't die out. When are we going to request for the skulls of our champions lying in the German Museum, in their dungeons and cells across the globe? When are we going to bring back our artifacts? When? When are we going to bring back our children, the African descent, taken away as slaves? Do not forget, the revolution begins with you. It is okay to wear iro and buba, agbada, danshiki. It is normal to wear your traditional attire on a Monday. Give room to Africa and Africanity today. And as you move on, do not forget that the whole world awaits you to fall into their tribalistic trap, their religious trap, their demented trap, their social reconstruction traps. Do not fall into it. Africa and Africanity today is about humanity. Let us not be too emotional that we forget the fact that we have come a long way and there are several mixed breed among us. Let us embrace progress, unity, feed our children on the continent of Africa today. Like always, it's always short and sweet. But I wouldn't go without showing you this. I need to show you.
The Asian community had only received an invitation to send representatives to meet the president overnight, and some of them frankly admitted that they were too frightened to attend. Finally, a dozen of their leaders gathered at midday at General Amin's house, the command post as it's called, to learn their fate. Then came the diplomatic representatives of Britain, India and Pakistan. This was the first time that our man in Uganda, Mr. Richard Slater, had been officially informed of President Amin's plans to expel the Asians. The High Commissioner did have some time alone with the President, while up on the open roof, ministers sat about with nothing to do. Even the diplomats were left waiting uncomfortably for the President to arrive, with only a smile from Uganda's roving ambassador, the former Princess Elizabeth of Toro, to brighten what must have been for them a painful situation.
There's something Idi Amin does. He did, according to this report. It was not being in closed doors. Enough of the closed doors meeting without our reality. On the continent of Africa, we can do it. We have done it. And we would do it again. The wake-up call today is about the legacies of our own Idi Amin, the only black president that expelled, that sent Britain packing.
I have only come here for 5 minutes. I have come as a president of the Republic of Uganda, and also I am speaking as a great man who is the conqueror of the British Empire.
This is Dudu FM, Pan-African Radio.
Till today, and probably till tomorrow, the aftermath of the invasion continues to look at us in the face. But the change lies with you and I today. One step at a time, one goal at a time, one day at a time, we will fix Africa. It has always been, it will be, and it shall continue to be on Wake Up Call to the Spree. Africa and Africanity. We thank everybody that joined us, thank the CEO, because without you, we would not be here. Please, do not forget to subscribe, share, like, comment, and you will be glad you did. We thank you all for joining us. It is Dudu Spree, as always. Thank you so much. Love you. Love Africa.
I have only come here for 5 minutes. I have come as a president of the Republic of Uganda, and also I am speaking as a great man who is the conqueror of the British Empire.
This is Dudu FM, Pan-African Radio.
I took this decision for the economy of Uganda, and I must make sure that every Ugandans get a fruit of independence. Since independent, actually Uganda is not yet independent, I will say that, even when the British handed over on the 9th of October 1962, the Uganda is still not yet independent. Uganda will be independent after this, my decision. After, I want to see that it must be proper black and
This is Dudu FM, Pan-African Radio.